Most people who are stuck are not stuck because they are waiting for someone else to say it's okay. They're stuck because some part of them doesn't believe they are worthy of the thing they want. And that is a very different problem because you cannot solve a worthiness issue by waiting for the right moment or the right circumstances. The voice that keeps saying, not yet, not you, not this, is not coming from outside you. It's coming from inside. And until you understand that, you will keep finding reasons to wait. Not because the reasons are not real, but because the real reason is something you have not fully looked at yet. And that is what we're going to go into today. I'm Caren, and this is The Rewrite, a podcast about finding the courage to pursue the life you already know you're meant to live. Today, we are talking about permission, not the kind you wait for from someone else, the kind you have been withholding from yourself, and more specifically, why giving it to yourself is so much harder than it sounds. Here is what self-sabotage actually looks like in real life. It doesn't look like giving up, and it doesn't look like laziness or a lack of ambition. It looks like almost. It looks like getting close to something meaningful and then finding a very reasonable reason to slow down, to pull back, to decide it is not the right time after all. And the most disorienting part is that the reasons always feel legitimate. I need to be more prepared. I need to wait until things are more stable. But here's what psychology research is consistently showing us. The part of you that keeps finding reasons to wait is not being cautious, it's being protective. Your subconscious mind, the part of you that learned a long time ago how to keep you safe, is doing exactly what it was wired to do. It is keeping you away from anything that might expose you, anything that might confirm a fear you have been carrying quietly for years. And what is that fear underneath all the practical reasoning? For most people, it comes down to this. What if I'm not actually good enough? What if I pursue it fully and it turns out I was not worthy of it after all? And so the waiting continues, not because you don't want it, but because wanting it and believing you deserve it are two completely different things. And most people never stop to notice the gap between them. Let me describe something that I think will feel familiar. You have a calling, something you know at a deep level you're meant to pursue. And in the beginning, the energy around it feels real, it feels possible. But then something shifts. Not dramatically and not in a way you can point to clearly, just a quiet internal pullback, a thought that says you're not quite ready yet, that you need a little more time, that other people do this kind of thing, but your situation is different. And you listen to that thought because it sounds reasonable. It sounds even a little humble. But what that thought is actually doing is protecting you from the moment of full commitment, the moment where you go all in and find out one way or another what you're made of. Because that moment is terrifying, not because of what might go wrong, but because of what it would mean about you if it did. That is self-sabotage pattern in its clearest form. It is not the enemy of your dreams. It is actually trying to protect you from the pain of finding out whether or not you're worthy of them. And understanding that changes everything. Because you cannot fight something that you've misidentified. And for most people, what they have been calling procrastination or bad timing or not being ready is actually something much more specific. It is a worthiness wound that was never addressed. I want to share something about how this show came to exist. A little less than a year ago, I was injured from getting bucked off of my horse after he'd been spooked. It was nothing life-threatening, but significant enough to force me to slow down and step back from a lot of what I had been doing. And I had a choice in that season. I could treat the recovery period as a reason to wait even longer on the things I had already been postponing, or I could use it. I chose to use it. I started building this podcast. I started working on a graphic tee line. I started putting things into motion that I had been quietly carrying for years, like writing my book. But what I want to be honest about is that the injury didn't magically remove the self-doubt. I'm still working through some of the fear that comes with doing this publicly. What changed was not that I suddenly felt worthy enough. What changed was that I stopped waiting for the feeling to arrive before I moved. Because I finally understood something I think a lot of people miss. The feeling of being worthy enough does not come before the action, it comes through it. You do not give yourself permission because you finally feel ready. You give yourself permission, and then slowly the readiness builds. I want to offer you a reframe that changes the whole conversation around permission. Most people think of permission as something you either have or you don't, like it is a door that is either open or locked. But permission is actually more like a muscle. It gets stronger the more you use it, and it weakens the longer you go without exercising it. Every time you take a step forward, the thing you have been postponing, you're giving yourself a small dose of permission. And every small dose builds the capacity for a larger one. The people who seem confident and decisive, the ones who appear to move through the world without the same hesitation you feel, they're not fundamentally different from you. They have just been practicing the muscle longer. And here's what I want you to understand about worthiness. You don't earn it by being perfect enough or ready enough or accomplished enough. You claim it by deciding in the face of all the doubt and all the uncertainty that what is inside you deserves a chance to exist in the world. That is not arrogance. That is the most honest thing you can do with what you have been given. So before the next episode, here's what I want you to do. Think about the thing you have been postponing, not the safe version of it, the real one, and write down your honest answer to this question. What do I believe about myself that makes me feel like I do not fully deserve to pursue this? Don't dress it up or make it polished. Just write what is actually there. Because that belief, whatever it is the real thing standing between you and the life you're meant to build. Not the timing, the resources, or the circumstances. The belief you may carry about not being quite worthy of what you're reaching for. And once you can see it clearly, you can start to question it. Because a belief that was built can be examined, and a belief that can be examined does not have the same grip it did when it was hiding in the background. That is where the permission begins, not from outside you, but from the moment you decide that what is inside you is worth showing up for. Thank you so much for being here today. I want to say something before you move on from this episode. The fact that you're here and listening and sitting with these questions is not a small thing. Most people hear something that pulls at them and keep moving. They file it away under things to think about later, and that later never comes. But you're still here, and that already says something about what you believe is possible for you. If this episode moves something in you, drop it in the comments and share it with someone who needs to hear it, because every share puts this conversation in front of someone who is ready for it. Make sure you're subscribed. New episodes drop every week, and where we're going next builds on everything we have uncovered so far. I'm Caren, and this is The Rewrite, because your story isn't finished yet.